Hi everybody, this is the demonstration video for your Learning Module 7 assignment. Now in this assignment we're going to use a live Drupal 7 content management system, and each of you is going to create a little knowledge base on the website, and the knowledge base is going to be very similar to the knowledge base structure that we talked about back in Module 5, which was the Introduction to Knowledge Management. Now there's an 8-page instruction sheet that's available on the Learning Module 7 course page on Learn. And the assignment is going to be due 2 weeks from now. Everything that you'll do for this assignment, you will do on the Drupal 7 website. And the URL for that is oils513.unm.edu. And I'll be shortly sending you each an email with your own Drupal user name and account password that you'll use to log into the website. So there's 6 parts to this assignment. The first part is that you'll design a content type for your knowledge base records. Now, a content type is just a Drupal specific term for any sort of record type. So a content type has a data entry form, and it contains fields that collect data and save them into the Drupal website. So essentially you'll be creating a customized form with fields to hold your knowledge base information. One of those fields that you'll create is going to be a drop-down list field that has a restricted list of terms that can be used for that field. And this restricted list we're going to call a taxonomy, again, another Drupal term. After you've created your content type form, you'll next create 10 simulated knowledge base records. And that's so that we can filter and control how those records are viewed. The way you create a query or a report that allows you to filter and arrange records in Drupal is called a view object. Once you've completed the content type form, the taxonomy, the 10 simulated records, and the view object, each of you is going to create a blog post on the website that introduces your content type and the work that you did to your classmates for their review. And then the final step is that there's a comment section on every blog post. And so I'd like you all to comment on at least 3 other classmate posts about their work they did on this assignment. So the first step that we're going to go through is how to create a content type, and we're going to switch over to the website here. As I mentioned, I'll be very quickly sending out your usernames and passwords so you can access the site. If for some reason you don't get that email from me, just send me an email or call me in the office, and I'll make sure that it gets out to you. When you first go to the URL oils513.unm.edu, you're going to see this horribly unfriendly access denied message. That just means that all the content that we work on for this assignment isn't going to be publicly viewable. You have to have a login to access the content for the assignment. So I've entered my username and password in the user login box, and I'll click the login button. The next thing I see here is this Welcome to Learning Module 7 message. And you'll notice that across the top of the page, there is a black and a gray toolbar. We're going to primarily use the black toolbar at the very top. Now, to create a content type, we're going to go over to the Structure button on the black toolbar and click that. You see we have a list of items under Structure. We want to click on the second item, Content Types. This shows us a list of the content types that already exist on the website. Now what you're going to do is you're going to create your own personal content type for which you'll use to complete the rest of the assignment. So click on this top link here, Add Content Type. And a form opens up and asks you for information about your content type. So the first thing I want you to do is enter Knowledgebase Record, and then put your name in parentheses after it. I'm going to put Kevin C. This will give your content type a unique identifier under your name and will allow me to find your work so I can grade it. The other thing we want to do is go down here to this Publishing Options link. Click on that and uncheck the box that says Promoted to Front Page. We also want to go to Comment Settings. And we want to close the comments here because we don't want comments on the Knowledgebase records. After you've done those two things, scroll to the bottom of the form and click the Save and Add Fields button. Now you'll see the green banner at the top here tells us that your content type has been saved. It calls it added, but it's been saved. And you notice that it automatically creates two fields for you, title and body. And then it gives us a chance to add new fields. So first, body, we're going to use and rename that field and as part of the Knowledgebase record. And since body is kind of a vague term, scroll across the line here for the body field and click the edit link on the right hand side. This opens the field so we can edit it, and here in the label I'd like you to call this field Problem Description and just put your name after it again. And this will help prevent any duplicate field names in the database and will make sure that we don't step on each other's toes working on this assignment. Once you've done that, just scroll down to the very bottom of the form and click Save Settings. You'll see now that the body field is changed to Problem Description. Now we'll add a second text field called Problem Solution under Add New Field here. And then scroll across to the Select a Field Type drop-down box and pick the long text option. Long text is sort of an endless memo field that you can enter in an almost unlimited amount of text. And it's good for descriptive fields that are going to contain some sort of narrative or long form text information. Once you've done that, click Save again. And then this box called Field Settings opens. Just click Save Field Settings. And there's one more time you scroll to the bottom here of this settings form and click Save Settings. And the one thing I should have done here, I'm going to edit this field again and put my name at the end of problem solution. Sorry about that. And we'll go back through and save again. So now we have title, problem description, problem solution. We also want to create a keywords field, but first we have to create a taxonomy object that holds our keywords, and then we'll attach it to a new field here back in the Knowledgebase record. So if you go up to the top right corner where there's a black and white X button, click that to close out your Knowledgebase record for now. And then we're going to go back to the structure menu again. Click the structure button on your top toolbar. And then go down to the second to last object, which is called taxonomy. Click on the taxonomy link, and it will show you a list of the existing taxonomies. Right now there aren't any, except for the tags, which doesn't really count. And we want to click the Add Vocabulary link right here. Now go ahead and name your taxonomy keywords and put your name in parentheses after it. Then click Save. And you'll see we get a green banner that says that the new vocabulary keywords Kevin C has been created. And it's again in the list right here. So scroll across the vocabulary name line until you get to the Add Terms link that corresponds with your own keywords vocabulary, and click that link. And now it gives us a single term entry form. So we're going to add 4 keywords here during the demonstration, and I'd like you all to add more than just 4. But this will at least show you how key terms are entered into the taxonomy. So I'd like to be able to attach your Knowledgebase data record to one of the 4 steps in the information lifecycle that we covered in Module 3. So those 4 steps are creation, active use, semi-active use, and final outcome. So we're going to create those 4 keywords in our taxonomy. So here in the name field, I simply enter creation as the first step and click Save. And it opens a new blank form for me and tells me that the creation term has been saved. So the next one is active use. Click Save again. Third one is semi-active use. Click Save again. And the last one is final outcome. Click Save again. So you can continue adding terms here. If you want to see all of the terms that you've added thus far, go up to the tab list on the top right edge of your keywords form and click the List tab. And now that shows us the 4 steps in the information life cycle. However, they are sorted automatically A to Z alphabetically, and we can change the order of them to meet the order of the 4 stages. And we use the little arrow, hover your mouse over the little arrow icon to the left of each term, left click on that, and then drag the term up or down into its final position. So the creation step is always first, active use step is second, semi-active use, I'm going to hover over that, left click and drag up 1. Semi-active use is third, final outcome is fourth. Now I click save again. I get the green banner saying that the options have been saved. And now my keyword terms are in their proper order. All right, go up to we're done here, so go up to the right edge of the form and click the black and white X button. Now we're going to go back to our content type form and add a keywords field that uses our taxonomy as the source for that field. So I'm going to go up here to structure again, click that button, scroll down to content types, click that link, find your knowledge base record with your name on it there, knowledge base record Kevin C, and click the edit. You can also click the manage fields button, either way, edit or manage fields. Now it lists the 3 fields that we already created: title, which was created automatically, problem description, and problem solution. Now we need to add a keywords field. And again, that's my phone ringing. Please ignore that. So we've added keywords with my name after it in the add new field box. And then we want to go over to this field type column for the new field. Scroll down to the second to last option, which is term reference. Next, click the widget column and click the select list option. So we have keywords, Kevin C, field type, term reference. The widget option is select list. Now, this will provide a drop-down box for you when you're entering data into the form. All right, we're done here for the moment, so click Save. And then it asks you on the Field Settings tab next, what vocabulary do you want to use? Now, right now, I just have 2 vocabularies, the tags and the keywords Kevin C vocabulary that we created. Once you all get working on the project here, the assignment, you'll start to see more of your classmates' keyword vocabularies. So click Keywords, your name, click Save Field Settings. Once again, it gives you an options form. Scroll to the bottom and click Save Settings on that. Okay, finally, as a minimum for the assignment, we want to create a notes field. And I'm going to go back to the Add New Field box and click Notes with my name after it. And once again, I'm going to go over to the field type drop down for the new notes field and select long text. Notice that there are many other types of field types available. A file field type provides an option for you to attach an external file into the record. You can also attach an image to the record. And then there are lists of non-controlled terms that you can add using the list types here. Other types of numeric and text options. So now that I've selected my field type and added my field name, I click Save again. Click the Save Field Settings button. Scroll down and click the Save Settings button. Now I have 4 fields, and I'm sorry, I'm messed up with the end parentheses on my 4th field. There we go. So this is the core of your knowledge base record. Is there are actually 5 fields now: title, problem description, problem solution, keywords attached to the taxonomy, and notes. I'd like each of you to be creative and add 4 additional fields. They can be text, image, file, numeric type, but think about what other information you need to collect for a knowledge base record that would run in a small office setting, similar to the office setting that you're using for your final project that's coming up. Now next, we're going to add items to your knowledge base, simulated records. So what we'll do first is go down to the bottom of this form, click Save one more time to make sure everything is saved, and then go over to the black and white X in the top right corner and close the form. Now, to add records to our content type that we just created, you have 2 options here. You can, on the gray menu bar, click Add Content, or you can click the Content button on the black toolbar. If you click the black toolbar, you'll actually get a list of all of the existing records in the database. So it's an interesting way to survey what you've created already and see what your classmates have created. Now, to add our own knowledge base record, we want to click Add Content here or here on the gray toolbar. Once you click the Add Content link, you will get a list of all the content types that are active in the Drupal site. So right now there's just 2. There'll be 7 or 8 by the time everybody is finished completing this assignment. So I'm going to click on my own knowledge base record. And now Drupal opens up a data entry form for my knowledge base record content type that we created. So under title, either enter a descriptive title about a problem or issue that needs to be documented in the knowledge base. And I'm just going to, for the sake of demonstration, call this KB Record 1. Enter your problem description, website is not user-friendly and doesn't allow rapid record entry. That's the type of item that we would be collecting in our knowledge base about issues in an office environment. So what's the solution? So if we have a solution to this problem, say inform employees to use rapid entry mode by clicking the plus icon on the database toolbar. Our next field is the keywords field, and we want to attach this problem to one of the 4 stages in the information lifecycle, and this would obviously be attached to the creation stage. And then if you have notes that you want to keep about this knowledge base issue, say need to update office documentation, and then scroll down to the very bottom of the form and click Save. You'll see now that you get a green banner, and the view of your record has changed from that data entry form to a display form here in the Drupal website. KB Record 1 is our title field. Here's our problem description, problem solution. It's assigned to keyword creation, and there's the notes. So I'd like each of you to create at least 10 simulated knowledge base records like this. More is better for the next step, in which we'll create a view object that will sort and display the knowledge base records. Okay, well, now that I've created some additional knowledge base records for demonstration, we can easily go just look at the entire list of records that's in the database for the Drupal site by clicking the Content button on the top black toolbar. And you'll see that it simply lists my welcome message and then 3 simulated knowledge base records. And it doesn't give us very much information, and we don't get to really sort or group any of these. So instead of sorting through all of the records in the database, what we'll do is we'll filter the records and just show the records for my knowledge base that we want to view. To do that, I'm going to close out the content window here. We're going to go back up to the top toolbar, the black toolbar, and click on the Structure button. And then the very last item is called Views, and click on that link. Now we see a list of the views that are currently already in the Drupal website, and none of them are useful for us. In fact, most of them are inactive, turned off. So we're going to add a new view object here by clicking this Add New View link at the top of the view list. And it shows us the Add New View data entry form. Now, most of the information on this page is sort of preset by default. So what we want to do just right now is in the View Name field at the very top, call this knowledge base view, and then add your name after it. Then scroll to the bottom of this page, click Continue and Edit, and this takes us to our view editing page, and there's two parts to the view editing page. The top part is where we make all of the settings to control what the view looks like. Down here at the bottom, below, you'll see the title Knowledge Base View here is a preview of the records that are going to display if you saved this view right now and then actually used it. So right now there's no restriction on what records display using this view. So I've got my welcome message as well as the 3 simulated knowledge base records. So we want to do a couple things here. First, under this show option, it says show content and teaser. Click on the teaser icon, and we want to change that setting from teaser to full content. Then click the apply button. Now this shows all of the fields in each of the records, as opposed to before there was just a brief summary. We also want to go to this option, Filter Criteria. And this is where we're going to filter out any knowledge base or other types of records that don't belong in this view. What we'll do here is click Add. It's right across from Filter Criteria. And then we see a very long list of fields. These are all of the fields that exist within the Drupal website. What we want to do is scroll down to the option that says Content:type and put a checkbox by that option. It looks like it's about 2/3 of the way down this long list. So Content:type is what you want. Click the Apply button at the bottom of the form. And now it asks us what content types do we want to include in our view. So we don't want the article, which is the welcome message, so we are not going to check that box. But we do want the knowledge base records for Kevin C. So I'm going to check that box. Now again, once you all get working on this, you're going to see at least 6 more options for knowledge base records and then your classmates' names after those. So find the knowledge base record that has your name on it, put the check in the box, and then click the Apply button at the bottom of this form. Now you'll see if we scroll down to the preview at the bottom of the form that it only shows the 3 knowledge base records that I created, and it has filtered out the welcome message. Now the knowledge base records are not sorting properly. They're sorting in the order they were created. And you'll see here in the sort criteria section that the post date, or the date created, is what controls the sort order of the records. So what we want to do here, and this part is an extra bonus demonstration for the assignment. I did not include changing the sort order, I believe, in the written instructions. But go to the Add button next to Sort Order and click the little arrow. And you'll see we have an option to rearrange and to add there. First, we want to add a new sort order. And we want content title to be the field that we sort on. Content : title right here. Looks like it's about halfway down the list. Click the apply button. It asks you if you want to sort A to Z or Z to A. We'll leave it with A to Z. Click apply again. Now you see it's still sorting by the creation date or the posting date of the record under sort criteria, but also it's added title there. So let's go to the rearrange option over here opposite the sort criteria heading. And this shows us the list of the sorting and grouping pattern for the view. And right now it first sorts by the posting date or the creation date of the record, and then it sorts by title. Let's just remove the posting date. We'll go over here to remove, click that. Now all it's going to do is sort title in ascending order. So I click my apply button again. Now you see that under sort criteria, we're sorting the title field in ascending order. And if we scroll down and look at the order of the records in the view, they're now sorting in alphanumeric order by title. You can easily play around with the sorting options and create different kinds of sorting. So you might want to sort by problem rather than by title. All right, we've done a lot of work on this view, constructing it and getting it to display properly. We now want to go to the top right corner of the page and click the Save button. You'll see we get a green banner that says the knowledge base view Kevin C has been saved. Now we can preview the view itself to see what it's going to look like live on the website by clicking this view page link on the right hand side of our window here. So I click that, and you'll notice that I've got the title that I gave the view at the very top now, and we've got our 3 knowledge base records displaying the way that we set them to in the view editor page. And this is what we would call the live view. So if somebody clicks on your view object, then this is the view that will be activated of your data. And as you add more records, these records will be added to the bottom of the list there. So this completes a very basic view object. Views can be extremely sophisticated, and we'd need another couple hours of training to show you all of the different options in Drupal for filtering and sorting and organizing data using the view object. For now, what we're going to do next is you're going to create your blog entry for your other classmates so they can review your work. What we're going to do first is we want to get the URL for this view so you can paste it into your blog entry. And that's up here in the address bar at the very top. You'll notice here that the URL there's a base URL, and then there's a pound sign, a hash mark. Simply delete everything to the right of the hash mark And everything to the left of that hash mark is your actual URL. And this is mentioned in the written instructions as well. So I'm just going to, I deleted everything to the right of that hash mark. Now I've copied the URL part to the left of the hash mark. And now I can go into the blogs feature. Here on the left sidebar, the second option down is called blogs. And I click the blogs option, and since there are no other blogs entries in the Drupal website yet, there's nothing showing here. So we want to click the Create New Blog Entry option. And in the title field, type your name, Kevin's Knowledge Base Assignment, just like that. Write a short description about what kind of organization you designed your knowledge base for. So KB organization type. Then tell your fellow classmates what additional fields you created. And then give them your view URL that you copied out of the address bar. And any other notes that you'd like to make, that you'd like your classmates to be aware of about the work that you did on the Drupal website. Once you've completed your blog posting there in the body field, scroll to the bottom and click Save. Now you'll see if I click the blogs link on the left navigation box again, that my demonstration knowledge base assignment blog posting is available there, and all of the information that you type about the work you did on your assignment shows up, plus the URL that you can click to activate your view object. So if I click on this now, you'll see that it opens my knowledge base view and shows me my 3 simulated knowledge base records. So once you have your blog posting completed, that completes your part of the assignment. The final step of the assignment is that you want to read your classmates' blog entries, evaluate them, see if there's anything useful that you could have incorporated into your part of the assignment. Also, if you notice that they missed something that might have been helpful, be sure to be polite and constructive. You can also add that. So you want to create a comment for at least 3 of your fellow classmates' blog postings. To do that, find the blog posting you want to comment on. Click the Read More link at the bottom of the post. And now you'll see that an Add New Comment link appears. Click on that, and you'll see that under your name, your login name is already filled in here. Fill in a subject line for your comment, and then type your comments. add your evaluation of your classmates' work and whether you have any suggestions or not into your comment post, and click the Save button at the bottom of the post. So as I mentioned, you need to make at least 3 comments for your classmates. And that is the long and short of the assignment. As I mentioned, everything is written up in the instruction guide that is on your Module 7 page for the course. The one thing I did not write down in the instructions that I showed you here was how to change the sort order in your view object. So the sort order editing will be an optional part of the assignment. So that's everything for the assignment. I've given you until December 11th to complete it. We have one more assignment next week as well, so don't wait on starting this assignment. Make sure that you start as soon as possible to get it done, because we're coming up on the end of the semester and you all still have your final projects to work on. So if you have any questions or need help with the assignment, be sure to email me or call me in my office. This next week I will be in the office throughout the day. If you don't catch me at a particular moment, leave me a message. I will call you back. All right, so I hope you have fun. This is a really nice project to help those of you who don't already know about Drupal get acquainted with it. And I hope that you have some use for implementing Drupal as an information management tool at your various workplaces. So thanks, and have a good time with the assignment.